Welcome to our channel, StudyTrack Consultants. In this video, we will get to know about Home Care Worker Immigration Pilots Program 2025, who can apply. To qualify for the Home Care Worker Immigration Pilots, you must plan to live and work in Canada, outside Quebec, meet the specific requirements for the stream you apply to meet the language requirement, meet the education requirement, have enough relevant work experience or training, have a job offer as a home child care provider or home support worker, be admissible to Canada. Stream eligibility. There are two streams you may be eligible for: already living in Canada, authorized to work in Canada full-time, in any occupation, in a non-seasonal job, through a valid work permit, maintain status, public policies. Language. You must take a language test to prove you meet the minimum level 4 for all 4 language skills: writing, reading, listening, and speaking in English or French. Education. You must have completed the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma or higher. If you completed your education outside Canada, you'll need to get your education credential assessed to show that it's equal to a Canadian high school diploma or higher. Work experience or training. Depending on which pilot you apply to, child care or home support, you'll need work experience or training in certain national occupational classifications, NOCs. HC WIP, child care, home child care providers, NOC 4, 4100, early childhood educators and assistants, NOC 4, 2202. Check out the details as some jobs under this NOC aren't eligible. HC WIP, home support workers, caregivers, and related occupations, NOC 44101. Nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates, NOC 33102. You must have 6 months of continuous, full-time, and relevant work experience in the past 3 years, or completed a relevant training credential in the past 2 years. Get a job offer. Before you apply, you need a genuine job offer as a home child care provider or home support worker. Your employer should check for any additional requirements to hire through the Home Care Worker Immigration Pilots. You must be likely to accept the job offer and be able to perform the job duties. We'll review things like your past training and experience to determine this. The job must be in the National Occupational Classification, NOC of the pilot you apply for. Home Care Worker Immigration Pilot, Child Care. Home Child Care Providers, NOC 44100. The location can't be an institutional setting such as a daycare. A job as a foster parent doesn't count. Home Care Worker Immigration Pilot, Home Support. Home support workers, caregivers, and related occupations, NOC 44101. The location can't be an institutional setting such as a nursing home. Although work experience and training in these NOCs may be eligible, we won't accept job offers for early childhood educators and assistants, NOC 4 2202. Nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates, NOC 33102. In Canada, outside Quebec. Full-time and continuous work, meaning at least 30 hours of paid work per week. Permanent employment, there's no set end date. The job offer must include your hourly wage, employment requirements, and a description of the main duties. Be genuine, meaning there's a real need to hire you. The employer can fulfill the terms of the job, including paying you. The employer follows all the rules and laws set by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, federal and provincial legislation. Your wage must be equal to or higher than the job bank's median wage for the occupation listed on your job offer in the province or territory of employment. If there is no provincial or territorial median wage, use the national one. If the employer's workers have a union, the rules of the collective agreement apply. If your employer is a business or nonprofit organization, They must have been providing the same type of care services as the job for at least 1 year before the job offer was made. The employer must have a Canada Revenue Agency business number and be either a private household, or a business or nonprofit organization that has a direct employer-employee relationship, meaning the employer is directly responsible for hiring the employee, managing work conditions, paying the employee. This includes organizations that directly hire full-time workers to provide short-term or occasional home care for those who are semi-independent or recovering from an injury or illness. For example, home health care service providers, home care support service providers, direct care agency, that's personal care services in residential settings, pediatric home health care service providers. Employer form. Your employer must complete, sign, and give you the employment information form, so you can include it in your application. Use the correct form based on your employer. Your employer must sign this form, either digitally or by hand, and you'll upload it as part of your online application along with your job offer. We may send you a letter to give to your employer, asking them to send us extra proof that the job is genuine and the employer is eligible. You'll receive instructions on how your employer can send us this information. Thanks for watching. And for more information, contact us on the number given on the screen. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel for more updates.